Good morning, and welcome to another of Tech News Tips. I'm your host, Joseph M. Smith, and I got another other than Trey here. It's early on Memorial Day Sunday, Monday. Oh, that's how early it is. But we're so excited to be with you. We're going to be talking about the U.S. erases loan, Alexa gets AI, and TikTok cuts jobs, and more. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, y'all. We live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I got Dez. I got Pat here on Instagram. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
y'all.
Good morning.
It's early on a Memorial Day Sunday. So I understand that some people had a good time yesterday and they enjoyed themselves and they said, listen, y'all, I'm going to sleep in today. So I understand it. But if you are watching, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and go ahead and let us know in the comment section where you're tuning in from. It's Memorial Day weekend, Trey. How you feeling?
No, man, I'm feeling good, bro. Just one thing. It's not Sunday. It's Monday.
It's
We
not,
on,
yeah.
and this is Talk That Tech, man. This is Talk That Tech. Y'all already know. But other than that, man, no, it's good. It's a good start to the week. You how you feeling, man?
Tired.
Okay,
I
okay,
feel tired this morning, but
okay.
it's because it was because of the weekend. This is because of the weekend, y'all. Let us know if you did anything this special this Memorial Day weekend. For me, myself, and I'm gonna basically share that we Saturday was literally like an incentive. Like we said, hey guys, kids, clean up your room, and I gave them a heads up. I said Thursday, y'all do what you're supposed to do, your chores and stuff like that, and then on Saturday we go into the beach and
Hey.
they didn't make it. So I said, you know what? Let me have a little grace for them. And we went ahead and said, you know what? We'll do a Sunday. Saturday, today's the day to clean up. And so they started, a little something something. They kind of didn't make it. So then Sunday I said, okay, this is your last chance. And they got together and they were able to go to the beach. Went to Ashbury Park here in New Jersey, went to the boardwalk, and it was a nice time. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes going out with the whole clan, it could feel overwhelming, but it was a nice time. We had a great system and we enjoyed ourselves. We went to the beach, we went to the water a little bit, they went to a playground area, we went to the boardwalk. There was this viral pancake place that we did not go to, but because they ended up selling out before we even got a chance to go over there. But
Dang.
we were like, next time we're gonna come back and experience everything, because there was a lot of good stuff that we were able to basically enjoy there. And the reason why I wanted to make sure it was Saturday or Sunday that we left, because today, Monday, first thing I heard when I woke up was thunderstorms. And I don't know if you got
Mm.
any you. If y'all have, let me know how the weather is by where y'all at right now in the comment section below. But yeah, that's how it is for us over here. What about yourself, Trey? How was
Let
your
me
weekend?
see. Let me see, man. Looks like we won't have any storms or anything until tomorrow. And yeah, it's going to be a high of 95. So that's how it is over here. But as far as the weekend, man, Saturday went and I don't know. We only had a certain time allotted for it, but it seems like it took the whole day. I don't know. But we went and took some photos. Um, and then what was that Sunday? Sunday, man, I went to church, and then after church, came home, made some videos, uh, did some editing, and then the Mavericks. Y'all know I'm from DFW. Okay, I'm in Texas. I'm in DFW, and so right now, our Dallas Mavericks, the basketball team, we're
Yep.
we're making a push, man. We're making a push, and so um, I had to stay up for this one because if we won, then it's over for those Minnesota. those Minnesota boys, it's over for them. And if we lost, we still have a great chance. And I had to see the
Nice.
whole thing. We ended up winning, so now
Yeah.
it's 3-up. We up 3-0, and yeah, they might as well start putting in their I don't even know, going to Ibiza or wherever they're going to be going. They might as well start getting their flights and their tickets ready because it's over for them. But that's a little bit why I'm sleepy, because that was a late game, a little bit. But other than that, man, solid weekend. Normally our Memorial stuff and all of that, we do that on Memorial Day for the most part. So yeah, I'll be eating some barbecue and having a good old time today with
Nice.
family. Yeah,
Love it.
normally y'all know I like to house hop. I have a lot of family, so I might go get a little bit of something here, go over here, get a little bit of something, show my face everywhere, but probably not this year. I'll make one stop this year.
Yeah, man. Oh, I just realized my comment section was not working. We have a bunch of comments and I didn't even see it.
Oh
So
yeah, bro,
I just,
it's running through.
it's flowing today. So I gotta go through them. I got Ty in the building, said love
Mitch
music.
Mitch said, Ashbury, you like
Yeah,
that beat?
yeah, I saw that. Oh man, and Ty said love the music. Yeah, we gotta bring the retro. That was our classic intro. We gotta bring that back
Uh-huh.
just for today, Memorial Day. So thank you so much for recognizing it. We got Mitch in the building with the thumbs up. We got Tech Coach Ralph. Good morning. He brought their vote. He brought their vote. Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, I've never been to Belmar, Mitch. I've never been to Belmar before, but I'm gonna explore it. We're gonna, we have a summer to explore, so that we're definitely gonna look into that for sure. In regards to the summer, Tech Coach Ralph says high of 95 degrees, 82% humidity there. The devil said it was too hot for him today down here and went on vacation. That humidity is what kills.
Yeah, and it has been it's been crazy humid here as well, man. I don't know what's been going on.
Because y'all normally have dry heat, right?
Yeah,
Am I right?
normally, like if you want the humidity, you gotta go to like H-Town, like you gotta go to Houston, something like that. But it's made its way up here, and I don't know. I'm like, yo, I'm not going outside.
Staying indoors.
Sweating my curls out. No, I'm playing.
Let your soul glow.
Exactly. You know, yeah,
Sprinkle everywhere.
that's funny. Did
Oh
anybody
man,
else used to have activator back in the day? I had activator.
one time I
Yeah, I had activator, bro.
came out looking like Halle Berry. Short hair was so short. I was like, I ain't doing this again. It ain't even working out. I was like, what is this? That thing He got relaxed. Like nobody's
Oh man.
business. Oh, Tech Coach Ralph said they doubted Kyrie and Luca and the Luca connection.
Yeah,
Man,
man. Because they probably, people were thinking about Kyrie and how he squandered his LeBron opportunity. And yes, I put it like that. But and all his other, all the other things that over the past. But man, there was something different when he came here this time. You could tell he came here a grown man. He understands what it means to be a teammate now, right? You see him hugging, you see him talking and laughing. So you can tell it's something different about him this year. So yeah, they definitely doubted him, but they make a good group, man. 33 points a piece, man. Yeah, they're killing it. So
they're in
it's
like
good
a
to see.
flow.
Yeah,
It's like they're in a flow state. Like I was just
yeah,
watching one of the highlights from last year. Well, this year really, when Luca dived on the ball, passed to Kyrie, Kyrie did an alley oop to Derek Brown. Like they in a flow. Mitch actually has a question for you. He said, "I heard Dallas is turning into a small Atlanta. Is this true?"
bro. uh, a little
Getting
bit.
there.
It's getting there, man. You still go to certain spots, and it's still mayonnaise. It's still a lot, but hey, it's turning up down here. I'm not gonna cap it. It's good to see when you walk outside, and you start seeing a little chocolate and stuff going around, and looking good at that, and looking good. But yeah, if you what is that? Yeah, Tech Coach Ralph is right though. If you want to see it to the max capacity, yeah, H Town is that's where you'll see that for sure.
Yeah, man.
It's been like that for a while though.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got a lot of family in Houston.
I heard that as well in regards to those two cities.
Yeah.
But Coach Russ said it's different. It's a
Yeah. Hey,
different vibe.
y'all know which part I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes,
The
yes.
other one, nah, you gotta go to Atlanta for that.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, y'all, we don't want to, we would be remiss if we did not take the time to acknowledge what this day was all about, Memorial Day, as this day is to remember those that have served in military in our country. We believe we both have family that served in the military, right, Trey?
Yep,
You
plenty.
know, I have sister and brother served in the Air Force and the Army, and I know you mentioned it before yourself as well.
Yeah, I got a few uncles as well. You know, I didn't make it, but yeah, I have a few uncles. I see I got the this is my Memorial Day, 4th of July pink dolphin hat. Uh
Mm,
Very rare, very vintage. But yeah, definitely for sure got family
love it,
who
love it.
in it.
I'm gonna go send a text message afterwards, thanking them for their service. You know, it's always important to remember what these holidays signify, uh, because sometimes we can just think about the barbecue,
Yeah, no, for
we can
real.
think about the attractions, but some of these holidays are really ones that we want to make sure that we remember what is going on, and so I'm glad that we were able to acknowledge our military service and those that are watching that served. Thank you for your service, as Tech Coach
Yes.
Ralph put it. Thank you to all the fallen veterans who laid their life down for
Yeah.
our freedom. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
so
Thank y'all. And I feel the same way, bro. Because like you said, a lot of people they don't um realize that they just here for the barbecue and the food and the
mhm,
pool and all that stuff. But you know, that's why I do not mind paying my taxes and stuff, man.
mm,
Because even though
VA,
don't seem like they doing the best with the money all the time,
yeah,
I know I'm not one to be going to war. That's just not my calling. And
yeah,
somebody has to be on the aircraft carrier when I'm sleeping good at night. You know, when I'm getting my Z's, somebody is up at night watching and taking care of business. So
yeah.
definitely want to make sure that we, you know, acknowledge that. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Let's not take it lightly. Let's not let it be erased from our memory. You know,
mhm.
but one thing I do like that has been erased and probably will continue, hopefully, depending on what election year goes on, is this student loan. And so we're
We'll
gonna talk
see,
about
man.
it.
Yeah,
We're gonna talk about
we'll
it.
see. We'll see. So, y'all, the U.S. erases 7.7 billion with a B in student loans. Are you eligible?
Mm,
All right. So, the U.S. Department of Education they announced that 160,000 more Americans have received the student loan forgiveness. Raise your hand if one of y'all was able to get that, right? I don't know.
uh-huh.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna check in on it too. I'm gonna check in. But anyway, this says this last forgiveness round amount to 7.7 billion in student loans. This actual forgiveness, it was targeting people who were looking for public service loan forgiveness and those enrolled in income driven repayment plans. That's probably a lot of people. That's probably a lot as far as the income driven ones as well. But the total loan forgiveness under the Biden administration now stands at 167 billion for nearly 5 million borrowers. And yeah, I mean, I have some family I know for sure that they were able to get their stuff erased and they were happy because it was a lot of I like multiple six figures, and they got that thing erased. So they were through the roof, to say the least.
To the
Um,
max.
yes, yes. So eligibility for this last forgiveness, though, it was including, like I said, public service workers and people under the White House's SAVE plan. Now, basically, financial expert, they're emphasizing the importance of financial literacy and understanding the implications of student debt. Now, here's what critics are saying, though. Critics are highlighting that student debt forgiveness existed before the Biden administration, but was previously inaccessible due to poor operations. So they're trying to make it a point to let you know this is the Biden administration that's doing this. And know that it was available before, but only them. They're the ones who got it through. Some express mixed emotions, feeling it's unfair to those who paid off their loans without that relief. Shout out to Tech Coach Ralph in the comments section, right?
Yep.
But just to something to note: loan forgiveness is non-taxable federally, but may be taxed at the state level. And so, that's where we at now. What do y'all think about the student debt relief? Are y'all are y'all able to join in on this? Like, are y'all getting some of this? Do y'all even need to get some of this? I don't know. Let us know.
Oh yes, I'm thinking about my wife because she's actually she's wrapping up her master's degree pretty soon, probably next year actually, because the baby coming, she had to take a little break. But it's just like thinking about everything that she has to go when she's done. I'm like, Lord, let it just be a miracle that it just happens that those 5 figures are washed away.
Yes.
But that's what I'm thinking about is like her. For myself, I'm paying that off. I was not the smartest one to get that turned private, so I'm paying that off. So it is what it is. I do have some that's still federal, but I think it really, I think hopefully they can figure that thing out, because to have $1 trillion in debt where a lot of people did not use a degree or have not used a degree in regards to the field that they're working in, it'll be nice to kind of figure out how we could have that situation solved, because it's either they're gonna relieve it, right? But then what's gonna happen is the next generation will probably go into debt, going to school. So we got to find a real solution to not only relieve what's going on right now, but help it not last and continue going forward. That's the biggest thing. And Tech Coach Ralph gave the number. He said we are 34 trillion in debt. 34 trillion in debt. Like how, like the math for that is crazy. The math for that is crazy.
It don't even it cannot compute. It can't compute. You know, it's crazy. I was looking at an article. This is a while back. I was looking at an article and they were saying, I didn't even realize it. You know, sometimes you grow up and you just don't know what you don't know. I didn't even realize it, bro. I thought college was, you always had to pay like boatloads of money for college. I didn't realize that it wasn't until like the late or mid 60s or something like that. College was free up until then. And then when the protests and stuff started happening back then, right? Basically, then they were just like, hey, let's switch this up because we need to make sure the right types of people are able to get in on these campuses and stuff like that. But I had no clue, bro. I'm thinking college always been expensive. Even like back in the day, you know, it was expensive for the time. I didn't even know, but it's wild to think they should have just left it where it was as $3.99 or super low, you know. But this is, you know, hey, y'all put this on yourselves.
Listen, I dropped that call-in link for y'all to lament today. It's Memorial Day, it's early, but if y'all want to lament about your college woes, we are here to hear it today. We got some time. So if you want to call in, feel free to call into the show. But that Tech Coach Ralph says, stop letting people take useless majors for $200K.
They'll never do that.
It's a business with them, but I totally agree. College get expensive when the government got involved. Then it became it came like a money grab. It's kind of crazy. I agree though. I think that there's certain professions, engineering, anything anything that has to do with a doctorate, like a medical doctorate, those things, you gotta pay what you gotta pay, right? But I think that, and that's why I'm such big on like even other boot camps and things of that nature, or just alternative ways to learn. Like there's cheaper ways that you could learn certain things. There's certain things that should be a hobby. Let's just be honest. Like even my degree that I went for music, sacred music. That should have been a hobby. That should have been a hobby. I could have, done something different, and I'm humble enough to admit that. But I think that there's certain things that either you say, hey, I'm going to learn this on my own because I have a passion for it, and I'm going to get a degree in X, Y, and Z because it actually is going to be something that moves the needle financially, and then it makes it easy to pay this stuff back. or just you don't have to go to college, especially the way things are trending in our industry. College is becoming less and less. Actually, I'll tell this quick story, and then please, if you all have anything in the chat, or if you want to call in and talk about this subject, feel free to do so today. But I remember hearing this one conversation that they had where somebody was an Uber driver. I think it was actually Cyrus that shared this story. Where he's an Uber driver at the time. He picked up a bunch of students from the local university, and they were all doing like a technical sort of degree. And he said, "Hey, are you guys excited to, or do you feel like it was worth it going to college or whatever?" And they basically said no, because whatever field they were in, I think was software development. I think they basically said like, you know, we when we graduate, everything that we will learn will be obsolete. Like, yeah, we got the degree, but everything we've learned for the majority of what we learn is going to be obsolete. And so I thought that was very interesting because
That is
depending,
interesting.
depending on your industry, you could have gone a cheaper route with a tech boot camp or mentorship or whatever, and you would have got in the know knowledge, what you need to know, no fluff, and you would not have this tag on you because that tag again, like, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody's in the chat, but I remember hearing one time that if you pass away, like student loans are one of those things that can pass on to your family
I heard
as
that same thing, bro.
as debt that they can carry. Like I'm thinking that's so crazy that you're not even around. You no longer exist, and that can
Nah,
be passed on to your family. So there's so many different things that I feel like is wrong with this particular debt. And again, I think it's more of a systematic thing that needs to be changed. Yes, it's great to get this relief for certain people. I'm happy for them. I heard people on Facebook all the time saying, "Man, I just woke up and it's no longer there. Hallelujah!" But I personally believe that we need to fix this system. Like we need to make sure that this is not something that continues going forward because who's paying this debt? $34 trillion.
obviously, obviously nobody.
Nobody. Nobody.
Obviously
Who's
nobody.
paying it? Keith Sweat got to come out and sing that song.
Yeah, man.
Because nobody, not a soul. Let me go to the comment section because it's rolling in here with Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch. We'll go to Mitch first. He says information changes every 6 to 8 months. So once you out of college, you're already behind. See,
Yeah,
that's so true, especially in our industry. You can pass on. You can pass on timeshares too. Uh, I gotta agree with that as well.
man,
No
that's
offense to
crazy.
anybody that's working in the industry, no offense, but yeah, I could agree with that as well. I've seen some damage there too. Um,
It's
but
one of
yeah,
those things. That's one of those things, man. You don't think about that stuff when you're going through, obviously, because they get you so young. But like, could you imagine you pass that on, and now like imagine you have the burden of having to bury you, but then now you've given them a huge bill as well on top of that, you know. And I'm only
hmm
saying it like that because y'all, let's get some life insurance. That life insurance,
oh,
make sure that it's like if you know you ain't paid off your student loans, you better add that on top.
mm,
Like add that on top of the number so that
yeah,
they can get that stuff taken care of so that you're not a burden when you pass away. Like,
that's a
you
good
know,
point.
you want to be a blessing, not a burden. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, now you have to calculate your student loans and your
Dude, that's
debt.
wild.
That's wild. Forget about burial. Now you got to add that as well.
Mhm.
Just want to let sure you know we dropped the link in there. Click here to call into the show. We are going to be probably moving on to the next segment in a few. But hey, listen, if you want to call in and go back to this point and talk about this, let's lament on this Memorial Day about this situation. So definitely click the link to call in if you're on YouTube, whether that's Talk That Tech, or if you're actually on uh, actually, let me see if I could drop that in LinkedIn because I think my LinkedIn people are here. So definitely want to drop that in there for y'all if you want to call into the show, because it's definitely something else that we could talk about for sure. But right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of refocus things on our favorite segment within a segment. Well, one of them, which is the bulletin board. We got a lot of events that are coming up this week, but I want to make sure that everybody is ready to know what is going down. So lock in with us, stay in with us as we go through these. It'll be really quick, like usual. And the first thing we have on the docket today, we have NFTs and tequila. If you roll that way, NFTs and tequila. This is Tuesday, so tomorrow, May 28th at 20 at in Austin, Texas. And it's actually going to be free. There's a wait list though. You have to click that wait list and join. So if you are interested in that, definitely do that. And just a reminder, this segment is powered by Black Tech Global, your premier source for tech events within your area. So this one is happening again tomorrow. If you're interested, go ahead and check that out. Check that out. So we have another one as well. This is Black Men in Tech, and this one is specifically around cigars and conversations. Cigars and conversations. So this one's happening, going to be happening on Wednesday the 29th. There's few tickets left. It is free, but you want to get those tickets before time goes. If you roll that way, if you want to have some cigars and conversations at 6 p.m., and this is happening in South Fulton in the Stanley's Cigar Lounge. So definitely check that out if that something you love to do? Cigars and conversations. That might be the thing for you. Rolling onward, we do have other events that are happening this week that you might want to take advantage of. This is actually going to be another virtual event, though. This one is free 99, and so when you'll be able to, you'll be able to see this one coming up. It's called Barter Black Speed Networking. Let me pull it up on the screen so you can see it better. But Barter Black, it's actually happening on the 29th, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. It's actually going to be a Zoom event, and again, virtual. All you got to do is register here. So there's a meeting registration they have. You don't got to go alone. Basically, this is for people in businesses that are like-minded. They'll help you scale faster if you are interested in scaling and networking. So definitely check that out if that is true, because listen, you might find somebody like on a date and y'all might be able to have some synergy. And if you guys are in business together, you never know. Conversations are an amazing thing. So we have STL Lewis Black Tech Gathering at Heydays. This is Wednesday, May 29th. And this is another free event. This is happening. You want to definitely check this out. It's going to be in person at the Heydays headquarters. So definitely, if you're interested in Black innovation, definitely look into that for yourselves. We're wrapping up pretty quickly here. I got two more, and then we're back to our caller that's on the line. We got a friend on the line here. Dallas UX meetup. So if you're in the UX space and you want to join this happy hour, this is actually happening free in Arlington, Texas. This is Thursday from 6:30 to 9. So definitely check that out. If you're in the space and you are interested in this, it's happening at Hearsay Arlington. So definitely look into that for yourself if you're in the UX space or interested in getting to that space for that happy hour mixer. Now, last but not least, by any stretch of the imagination, we have the Mixer Cloud Dallas Tech Industries event. This is happening Thursday, May 30th. It's $20, $35 to join. As you can see, all the smiling faces here for those that have been in the event previously. This is a taste of Italy this time. This is happening Thursday, May 30th from 5:30 to 10:30. And you want to check that out? It's going to be happening at the Italy. You see that? Italy, Dallas, which is going to be seeming like a nice event. There's going to be food, mixing, and again, you never know who you're going to meet in the room. So go ahead and join these. Oh, my screen is not even sharing. But we're back to our guest that's going to be joining us right now. We have Tech Coach Ralph in building. What up, Tech Coach Ralph? How you doing, sir? Is everything well with you?
Morning. How you guys doing?
What's up?
Chilling. Nice hat, Trey. Nice hat, Joseph.
I know. I just like it's invisible.
Appreciate you.
Visible brand.
What's going on? So, couple of things, right? Hold on a second. Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, couple of things. So that story about like with the Uber thing, it's all right. So you gotta take it with a grain of salt because you're asking people who are in the process of college to understand exactly what they're doing, right? I mean, a lot of times they didn't even make the right decision of what they're going into in the first place. So it like when you go to college and stuff, companies don't only look at it for exactly what you're learning there, but to see, all right, can you stick to the process? Can you actually finish what you started and stuff like that? So that is a part of it that they're looking at as well. And here's what I always say: it's like, we'll go to college for whatever, maybe some type of political science or basket weaving or whatever the case may be, for like, and we'll pay like $200,000 for it, right? But then we'll go and we'll take a boot camp for like 5K, and now it's like for something that's really complicated. For me, I'm like, make that make sense. We kind of have it backwards. And now, what I was saying earlier is like college didn't get so expensive until the government started to incentivize it, and that became now. And every time we get loan, we get like quote unquote free money. We run it up. So stop giving out this free money. And back in the days, people had to work their way through school, and they valued it more.
Yeah.
So those are like some of the problems with the whole model.
Well, the only thing about the last point, only thing I got about the last point, it was a lot lower. So, you had people who said, oh, and a lot of times it's older individuals. I worked my way through college. I paid it off as I went. And then when I graduated college, I had a zero balance. And it's like, yeah, that's great. But I mean, you might as well be the same person who said they bought a house, when houses were $15,000, and that was, and it was done. But it's different now. Like tuition, 10, 20, 30,000 semesters. People aren't making that while going to school. They're just not. So you're leaving out it unless you have scholarships, unless you have a rich uncle. You're leaving out of it. I say uncle, but obviously insert family. But you're leaving out of there with something, because it's just not the same as when people were actually able to do that. It just keeps going up every year, and we see the numbers. So that's the only thing about that point. But I definitely agree with the others.
Yeah, let me chime in real quickly, because I know that Tech Coach Ralph has something to say, but I think that kind of merging the two, like, again, I'm not opposed to going to college, especially if you're a doctor, engineer, something that really is extremely technical that you need. I think that there's a healthy balance, though, when, like, for example, let's say if I was to go back in time and talk to my high school self, I say, hey, you have a passion. This passion is a great passion. However, you could still have transferable skills in this area and find passion in this area. And you might need a network. You might need to utilize your network, probably a boot camp that's not $5,000, because there's a lot cheaper ones than that. But you would utilize that, a network, probably a tech boot camp, and a mentor to navigate that space. And once you get in this space and you're actually able to, in 2-3 years, maybe 1 to 2 3 years, have an income that could really sustain you, like you dolo by yourself, then take that time to then do education and pay it off. Then that's the way I'm thinking about it. If I was talking to myself in the future, say, hey, get the skills first, start working, even if it's a job you don't like, and then go back to school, because now you can actually leverage that work experience and all those different things to now come together. And now it's working in tandem versus kind of working against each other. That's my thoughts. But go ahead, Tech Coach Ralph. I know you wanted to say something.
So a couple of what Trace is right. But like I was saying earlier, it didn't start to get that expensive until the government got involved, and and then pushing that big funding, like that big push for college education. You know how many times like, the first one in my family to go to college, to graduate college, and stuff like that. But the first one to graduate with all this debt now, when you probably didn't have that type of debt to start off with. And when you think about it as well, you have the why do you have to go to the college that costs $30K a semester? It also comes down to your personal choice and responsibility as well. So when you have the person who might have went to a community college for 2 years at a low cost, did something that was something that they could actually use in the workplace or in the world, and then they might have transferred to a close 2-year college, maybe kept the cost low, and graduated and with like something that brings value and they can actually do it, versus the person who goes for like 30, 40. Now they rack up like 200K in debt, and they can't. Now they're working as a cashier somewhere, and they're complaining like, "Oh, I got this degree." Because every time I hear these complaints, I'm like, "All right, what is your degree?" And they're like, "Oh, it's something." I'm like, "Okay, well, did you ever do any research? Like, okay, what can I do with this?" And then the advisors at these colleges, like, what are they telling? Like, it's just the whole thing is messed up, but it's being pushed by something because now it's election year. And all of a sudden, what they talked about 4 years ago, like, oh, we're going to cancel. And now all of a sudden, they're just canceling it in bits and pieces to make people feel good. And then you're going to hear as it comes, oh, we're going to cancel more. Even though Congress said they can't do it. The Supreme Court said they can't do it. And they're still doing it anyways. And all the people who did it, let's say the right way, now they're like their tax dollars are paying off for the people who didn't.
Yep.
I think it would be something that's taught in high school, like straight up, like, okay, listen. Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
No, finish your thought because it's gonna tie in with what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I was saying, like, I think that it should be taught in high school, and now that we're older, we could teach our children, but it should be taught in high school. Like, the purpose of college is for you to go to earn a skill, to be able to be a productive member of society, and be able to contribute, and then from your value, increasing your value of who you are, you would then receive the benefits of that, which is a higher income. It's always been like, follow your passion, in my experience, but I think it's a community thing, because some communities, they teach that from the get-go. Listen, you go into college for X, Y, and Z, you ain't playing no games. We're going to help you get there, but listen, this is what you're going for. And so I think it's also, that's, if you think about the fact that we're, like you said, Tech Coach Ralph, some of us are first generation. And for me, I think for me, I am first generation, because both my parents went. Well, my mother went, but she didn't get a chance to finish, I don't think. And so it's just like one of those things where it's like, they don't know better, right? And so what we do now is we know better. So it's our job to teach the next. Let me we'll go back to you guys, but we got the comment section flowing right now. We got Farris that says student loan equals access equals increased demand equals gave college incentives to increase prices equals more loan needed equals debt spiral. Ty Smith says, yes, I agree that it measures following instructions and completing tasks. And this is one thing I wanted to add here, because again, it's going on right now in the chat. This part right here, which is a good, I think, tactic, is if you took the loan, you pay for it, we get so much free resources. Find companies to sponsor part of it, like to pay your college, right? Internship, community college, please go. College mostly to get away from home and have fun. Yeah, people go to college mostly to do that. And we can talk about that. What
I was about to say.
Yeah, go ahead, brother, and I pass it back to you.
No, I was gonna say, they'll never, like you mentioned, like, why don't they teach that? They'll never teach that. It goes directly against what they are looking for. So no, never. What Ralph said, bro, I've been, like, since I found out, I've been telling people that for probably the last 6 years who would listen. They're teaching the same, like, across the country, the first 2 years are the same thing everywhere. The only thing that changes is the price point and the location.
Yeah.
So if you can get your first 2 years done at the local community college for hundreds of dollars versus the thousands or tens of thousands, like, it's the same thing. And then at your, third and fourth, you can go and learn the specific things that you're, trying to learn at wherever you're trying to go. But at least the money side, you saved like, who knows, with interest, who knows the amount that you save just from doing that. But the idolization or the fantasy or that whole thing of, hey, I'm going to go party and have fun, like,
yeah,
that's too much in the forefront to see, like, what you're actually really there for. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but
I am.
Look, here's what I'm saying. If you got it, you gotta let me finish. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it if you got it, right? Somebody said it ain't tricking if you got it. There's nothing wrong with it if you got it.
Not
The
tricking.
problem is majority of society does not, and so you end up going there. Yeah, you had a whole lot of fun. Oh yeah, you did it, boy. You you turned up, but man, the back end of that, 40 years plus of trying to pay back that thing. Was it that fun? I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, you could just go to the club and spend the money there. You know, I'm just saying.
If that's your thing, yeah.
Go on vacation.
For real, if that's
Spring
your thing,
break.
you probably save more saying, hey, you know what? Every weekend I'm going to go to the best club in in the US. So I'm going to fly out. I'm going to go and spend the weekend. You probably still save less money and still have more fun. But yeah, it's just not. I don't feel like it's worth it on that side.
And the comment section is rolling. Ty Smith made a good point. He said, pretty soon we'll just have free AI instructors. Sadly, problem solved. And then Farris says ChatGPT's 4. So basically, Microsoft integrating with Khan Academy. Yeah, I see fire. I see fire coming out of Ross' head, said Mitch. And then I'm going to skip down because there's a good point that was made here from Mitch as well, because they had a conversation between him and Farris. And Mitch said this point right here. He said, I went to the other people type of high school, and they had all those classes: computer, finance, business, how to write checks, etc. Yeah, I mean, I learned that from my folks about writing checks. It wasn't something I learned in school.
We definitely didn't. That's interesting. I see that here too, man. You go to some of the areas. I'm the guy. Sometimes I like to just look and see what are they serving at lunches at these different schools around here. And when I say the difference is astronomical, at places like that are not as affluent versus that are. I mean, they got vegan options, they got salad options, all these other things, not at the others. It's crazy. So I would imagine that some of the opportunities as well, as far as the classes that they have, are as well. Let me ask you a question, Trey. Yeah.
So in those classes, right, if they have it in the communities that you're referring to that don't have it, how packed do you think? Is that going to be the class that they skip over and go, do something else?
Are you talking about in high school?
Yeah.
It just depends. Like,
because I know where, like at my high school and middle school, that class would be empty.
I think you at some point you got to make some of that stuff mandatory. I don't know, like it shouldn't be an option for, like, if you have like accounting 1 or if you got, what did he say, accounting 1 and 2, if that's an actual class that you have, that probably should be mandatory.
I agree.
Now, hey, it is what it is, but you got to make it, I'm not gonna say make it fun, but you got to make it worth
True.
Learning, right? Anything can be made worth learning, or made like, hey, this is not my thing, but I like the way they're giving me the information. Not saying dumb it down, not saying, like, giving them the information the way they need it. I read before, and this was it said, if a student is failing, it's on the teacher. If the student is trying. Now, you have somebody who's trying, the failing is on the teacher, because as the teacher, it's you have to figure out a way how to get them to understand that information. And if they don't, it's on you.
Yeah.
Take over just like I hear what you're saying though. If they're trying, yes.
Yeah. If you have someone who's like, hey, I'm trying to get this, but they're not understanding, you got to come up with a way to allow them to understand that. It's on the teacher.
And Mitch had a good point here that kind of ties into what you're saying. Mitch said they had us building websites. I hated that class. LOL. But what I now know, I should have took it more seriously.
See what I mean?
Yeah. But listen. But what did he say? They had him taking it. He was in there. There was not an option. I didn't have. The only option I had was to switch out probably one class for athletic. But like, for the most part, hey, you should have made him do it. But yeah. You hated it, but listen, he could have used that still, even though he was in there. And like, now he found out later on, he probably got something from there. And then you can take that, go to boot camp or something, and then reignite that learning. But based on what you know now.
Yeah, and Farris actually made a good point here. He said, because every school is different, right? He basically was, in his background, in his school, they had 3 other people, and we had aquaponics, mechanical engineering, accounting, business stuff, and I had to look it up. Aquaponics.
I don't even know what aquaponics is.
A form of agriculture that combines raising fish in tanks with soilless plant culture hydroponics. That is I like that. That's
pretty niche
That's
right there.
why Garris is so knowledgeable in all the stuff he's talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
Continue learning after that.
opportunity.
Yeah. Opportunity is everything. This has been a great conversation, and we're definitely gonna keep this
Exposure
going.
leads to expansion, man.
I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna say one more point. I agree with what you were saying earlier, Joseph, about like, so
Yeah.
I have a video coming out today where I like my first thing I'm gonna talk about the educating yourself, and I believe that you should do like online courses, boot camps, and college, because get closer to the requirements that are being asked for where you want to be, instead of like, oh, I'm just gonna do this one thing. I believe it's and not just or. So college is going to prepare you for one thing, while the and a lot of things that you learn in the boot camp or in a course is not going to give you exactly the information you need to get to work. So you might get a job, but you'll still be behind. So get that specific information, but also get the general information as well to meet whatever requirements are being set. But do it at the lowest price possible.
Yeah. If community college is it, do it. Do it.
Don't be embarrassed by community college.
No, I had a one friend, somebody that I knew, I should say, in New York. They went to community college, graduated like $5,000 worth of debt, but they were paying it off while it was there. And their father or their parents said, "You know what? I'm taking care of that." And they graduated with no college debt, got a job, and they're doing fine. Meanwhile,
yes. I went to Duke University. You went to community college? Yeah. And that's why my balance says 0. And you got
some engineering manager, and there's some engineering manager, and the other one is like, I mean, I don't know, I'm just playing around, but the other one is like fighting for $25 working the drive-through at Chick-fil-A, or not Chick-fil-A, but like McDonald's or Wendy's or something like that.
For real?
Yeah. Tell me about it. Oh man. There was actually one more we'll go to the last comment, then we're going to move on to the next subject. But Paris says, not popular opinion, but we had home economic classes and it was mandatory. Hated it, but I appreciate it as an adult now. And Mitch, he said, I took journalism too, so that's why I'm nice with my words. And then he says, I also took astronomy. So it's so fun. It's interesting to see how everybody's paths were different, but yet they were be able to be related and and have a little bit of a makeover once they became adult, and now they were able to transition into new things. And speaking of makeover, Amazon and Alexa gets an AI makeover. But thank you so much, Coach Ralph. Definitely appreciate you, man. All right, and so yes, I want to just jump into this next segment that we have here with Amazon. Trey, take it away.
Yeah, bro, real short on this one. Amazon got a little makeover, a little AI makeover, just like everybody else. They had to do it. The question is, are y'all gonna be paying for it? I don't know. Amazon, they're adding generative AI to its Alexa voice assistant, and it's now gonna come with a monthly subscription fee. Woo-hoo, continuity. The AI-powered, more conversational Alexa is set to debut later this year. The upgrade is really looking to help Amazon compete with new chatbots from Google and OpenAI. Y'all, I know y'all seen OpenAI's joint. That thing is pretty solid. But many current users are relying on Alexa for basic tasks like setting timers and checking the weather. Amazon is also testing using it delivery drivers to pick up returns and potentially impacting UPS. So here's the thing. A survey revealed that around half of Amazon warehouse workers have faced food and housing insecurities recently. And so some experts are expressing skepticism about the paid AI upgrade, emphasizing that it needs to offer significant value beyond the current functionalities. So basically, their concern is that the charging for the AI upgrade may hinder users' adoptions and turn a potential advantage into a disadvantage. And I'm kind of on that as well. Are y'all even going to pay for that? I'll be honest. I had to get. I think I had one before. Like one of the little deals, and I had to, I don't know. I started hearing too many things. I started seeing videos. I'm like, get this thing out of my house.
Oh yeah, because it listens all the time.
So I haven't messed around with Alexa in a long time, man.
Oh man, I always feel like somebody's watching me when it comes to those stuff, and I think it probably get scary. You know, there was actually, I don't know if it was what's that show on Netflix, Black Mirror, where they had an
Black
episode
Mirror.
like the robots were like,
they've had a few. That's
yeah,
one of my faves, man.
When I hear that, I hear this, but here's the thing. There was recently a post, and I was going to talk about this before, where especially with the new chat GBT, with the voice recognition, you can have an ongoing conversation with this AI. And I was saying sooner or later they're going to stick some silicone on that, give it some eyes and and some hair, and you can see guys guys will be like, peace, I'm going home and talk to my girl. And they're like, what's your girl's name? Her name is Siri 101, whatever crazy name they're going to come up with, because it's just all the things that people won't want, which is lack of rejection or whatever. And you have this there. So I think people would definitely pay for it, especially those that are lonely. Let's be honest.
Well, Sam Altman, he already said that's one of his goals, man. So
really?
You're probably right. Yeah.
Mr. Lonely, I have nobody to call my own. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a fan favorite for a lot of those people. But I do have a lot of skepticism as well in regards to what you said in regards to the upgrade. Like, there's a lot of different things going behind the scenes, and I think we've had conversations offline where we said, hey, if you, and even online actually, we've talked about, hey, if you, depending on what kind of position you are in, you might need to look to upskill and reskill and get yourself in a different position, to make sure that your job, your livelihood is not taken away from this. And so, but specifically when it comes to the AI voice assistant, I could see both sides of it, because when you talk to the current version of it, it might say, I could not understand what you're saying. This is going to be a totally different conversation. It's going to say,
for real.
Okay, I know your size already, Trey. I'm going to have that hat ordered to you right away. And you're like, oh, I actually like that. They know me so intimately.
Yeah. It's going to tell me about the new drops.
Yeah,
all that. Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are going to probably buy that.
I'm like Ralph though, huh?
Ralph?
I'm like Ralph. I never really liked Alexa. I'm like him, bro. I never really liked it, man. I'll say for sure. I got it, and I wanted to just see how it was, but way back then. But it just wasn't for me.
Yeah. So are y'all paying for it? Let us know in the chat.
Something about that white woman telling me what to do. No, I'm playing.
I don't even know what she looks like. I just know.
I'm joking.
Siri, Alexa, X Cortana. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't messed with anything right now, but I didn't even try to say the S word around our house because I'd be having a random conversation, then boop, and I'm like,
oh really?
Yeah, just listening to me. On my phone,
I must have. Right? I don't know if I turned mine off or what, but yeah, I don't. I definitely Siri that didn't even pop up.
Okay. Yeah, man. Sometimes we gotta cut the cord. And speaking of cutting cords, I'm talking about TikTok this time. We were gonna keep you on this subject. We didn't let go. We didn't let it off we didn't keep our foot off the neck of this conversation. TikTok is planning to cut 1,000 jobs amid the U.S. ban threat. What's next for the social media giant? So let me get you caught up in case you are not caught up on the conversation with TikTok. Tech Coach Ralph's favorite subject to talk about as well as numbers. But let's get caught up right now. So basically, President Joe Biden signed a bill in April 24th of this year that would ban TikTok if its Chinese parent company ByteDance does not sell the app within a year, right? Remember that part? The bill gives ByteDance 9 months to divest itself from TikTok with a potential 3-month extension if the president is satisfied with the progress of the sale. Now, on May 7th, which happened recently, TikTok sued the U.S. government over the potential ban, calling the law unconstitutional and claiming it subjects a single named speech platform to a permanent nationwide ban and bars every American from participating in a unique online community with more than 1 billion people worldwide. Now, ByteDance has stated that it would rather shut down TikTok in the US, because we talked about the last time that how it's just a small part of their business, than sell it, according to Reuters. However, sources also indicate that ByteDance is internally exploring scenarios for selling the app. So there may be potential there. The bill was passed by Congress amid concerns from US lawmakers about potential national security risks posed by TikTok's Chinese ownership, and the possibility of user data being accessed by the Chinese government, which TikTok has consistently denied. Now, if ByteDance fails to sell TikTok within the given time frame, the app could face a nationwide ban in the United States, potentially restricting new downloads and interaction with its content. However, legal challenges from TikTok and ByteDance are expected, which could delay or prevent the ban from taking effect. So that's just getting you caught up on the conversation if you were not privy to that before. So now it comes to the TikTok workers actually being cut. TikTok will notify employees of layoffs on Thursday. Yeah. So if you are listening to this and you work at TikTok, keep refreshing your emails. All right. Affecting about 1,000 workers in operations, marketing, and content. The layoffs are part of a reorganization effort to help TikTok become profitable amid regulatory pressures. And TikTok faces a potential US ban, as we talked about earlier, to improve its image, actually, which I thought was unique, was that TikTok is announcing that $1 million program will be created for creators who create a positive impact. So interesting, cutting salaries and you're doing that at the same time. It doesn't sound good, but key TikTok employees are leaving the company anyway, often going and joining competitors, indicating a possible instability. So we got to keep our eyes on that. Employees will be notified about layoffs starting again early Thursday in their local time zone. And some experts believe the layoffs are necessary due to the potential US ban and the high cost of legal battles. So they're saying the legal battles is actually affecting the employees there. And there's concern that the cutting user support, which I know Tech Coach Ralph, you have a lot to say about that. Cutting user support and communications team will negatively impact customer service. So that's a huge thing right there. And I think and Tech Coach Ralph brings up a good point there. I heard TikTok itself, is it profitable, and it's a big reason for the layoffs? Possibly so. Possibly so.
That too.
Yeah. So with that being said, how do you think these layoffs will impact TikTok's future? I think that personally, there's writing on the wall, in regards to the US market. And yeah, that to me does not signify anything good. But what are your thoughts, Trey?
I don't know. I mean, as far as the ban, bro, I don't see why they're pursuing it like that. If they should have did this when there was like 12 people on the platform. If they were so concerned that they're taking information and funneling it back to China, they should have did that when it was a low amount of people on the platform. There's so many users now, like where they have everything they need if that's what they're doing, like whatever. But ultimately, as far as this and the layoffs, it is interesting to see. I was kind of on the side of it being because of probably the legal battle, like how much it is on that side, that they can offset some of that by, cutting the layoffs. What I do think is interesting is them announcing that $1 million program for creators.
In the midst of layoffs.
Yeah. Well, like it sounds like like, yo, if you could get, because if you can get creators on your side, they might be able to, make some shake. Just just like that. So I thought that was an interesting move. I like it. As far as that, it's funny to me, but it's an interesting move to say the least. I'd like to see if it does anything for him, but I think only time will tell. Obviously, this stuff is going to be like it's going to take a while anyway for the dust to clear. I don't know. Like right now, I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference. This stuff is going to take a long time to final out. So for the meantime, people will still be able to make their TikToks and all of that.
Yeah. I think Mitch, I'm going to go to the comment section as well. Mitch says all those high salaries, and he also adds, I heard TikTok. I heard TikTok itself isn't profitable. We just talked about that too. Yep, and that is a big reason for the layoffs. And all companies have layoffs though, but both presidents wanted to ban TikTok. And just to add to the point that they were not profitable, they have these legal fees that are mounting up to go back and forth in court. It's a small part of their global business. That's not a good sign going forward. Danny Boy says the U.S. wants to control and the money, and we said before that algorithm. They want that secret sauce. That's what they want. And Tech Coach Ralph said they should have canceled student loans when 12 people had them too.
For sure.
Would it be political if they did? Oh man, that is hilarious. That's a good point though. It's like anything people are fine until you are doing better than them. Is that a crab barrel mentality coming out of the U.S. here? Let's see.
Always.
And surprisingly, when layoffs happen, a lot of stocks seem to go up.
Listen, pay attention.
I heard there was a short that happened with GameStop again.
What are them options at?
Man, there was a short that happened with GameStop recently as well. So, yeah, we can keep our eyes on stuff. I'm not saying to do it. I'm not giving any legal advice or whatever. I'm just saying.
That must be why I saw something popped up. I didn't even get to look at it. Something had popped up on my phone one day. It was like GameStop shares are worthless. That must be why. I guess maybe they were doing something. I didn't even get to see it.
Oh man, give me a $300K TikTok job. At this point, I'm not gonna even sniff around it, because you get it and then you'll lose it tomorrow. It's like you got 1 day's worth of that pay.
But see, what you do is you parlay that into, one of the other ones, other FANG jobs. Facebook, go run in the day door. Go, hey, I know what it. Hey, I got it. Where is it? I don't got a thumb drive, USB drive. Hey, it's the algorithm right here.
I know they got non-competes, but
600,000.
And it looks gold just like that one. Like, oh, nice and shiny. Facebook will say like, hey, where do you sign? Right here.
Exactly.
Right here. Oh yeah. Tech Code Ralph says, y'all check out Mitch dancing video on TikTok before it's gone. Oh man. Mitch said I would go to a FANG for like a year. I would go. That's
totally worth it to have. To have X whatever on your LinkedIn. That might be worth it.
It might be worth it. Hey, and that unemployment might not be that bad. I never got unemployment checks. I don't know, but that might not be that bad. How they divide that up. But yeah, if you know that the ship is sinking, Titanic. Y'all have a beautiful Memorial Day. Thanks, Joseph and Trey. Now, thank you for rocking with us, brother. We are going a little extra today because we have a little bit more time, and y'all are rocking with us. So we wanted to make sure we have the show going. But yeah, go ahead, keep letting us know your thoughts in the comment section below about this and more. And yes, I just want to say thank y'all for rocking with us. I know it's early. I know you could have slept in. I know I'm going back to bed after this, but I'm going back to bed.
Yes,
to bed. But thank you so much for rocking with us this day, this Memorial Monday. But yes, man, thank you all for rocking. But yeah, you know what? With that being said, even though we kept it a little bit longer, maybe you guys wanted to get some sleep too. So we could go right to that brown box special that we have for you. You could go back with this story in your mind. Well, I don't know if it will keep you up, but it'll definitely keep you thinking about what you say online. So yeah, man, it's definitely one of those.
You got it.
He's like, good show. Back to sleep for me. I hear you, man. He's like, it's earlier time.
Oh yeah.
At work right now, never gonna miss the bag. Never gonna miss the bag. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. So you want to get this story, bro? This is what I can take it either way. It's fine, but this is
okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Dang, I'm a security analyst 24/7. Sheesh. Well, they must. You got to be paid good for that. So yeah, I definitely hear that. But what did you say? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
I said you can go ahead and take it. That's fine.
All right, awesome. Yeah, man. And before we go, Danny boy, I appreciate y'all. My kids are up, so no sleep for me. I hear that. I hear that. This one is an interesting one. He said, I saw a post in my Facebook feed. This is from a Reddit, by the way. The poster was not a friend of mine, but one of my Facebook friends had left a comment, so it showed up on my feed. The original poster shared a picture of some flowers she had received, along with a note from a suitor asking her to dinner. The photo included the guy's name and phone number in this post. Apparently, she was in HR, and a recent applicant was the one that left a note and flowers. She's like, "Listen, I saw you cross the screen, and I had to do my thing." She posted a comment with the picture, something to the effect of, "Yeah, right. Like I will go out with this guy, and he has a criminal record," on Facebook. Many haha OMG what a loser comments were visible from her friends. I texted the guy. There was a pic about him on Facebook. You might want to check it out. After a couple of "who the heck is this" texts, I sent him a screenshot of the post with my info blacked out. He brought it to the head of HR at the company. She got fired. He got the job he was applying for. You'd think that they would be taught in HR 101, but I guess people are all still idiots.
Listen,
can't make this
she
up.
Definitely knew, but she was so caught up in I gotta put him out there that she didn't even realize what she was doing, breaking the rules because she wanted to flex that some random dude that sent her flowers and his number, and she lost sight. Costly.
All sorts of rules are broken here.
I bet she wish she would have sent him a text now, because now he got the job and you out.
She out. Yeah. Bro, there are so many issues wrong with that. It just shows the human condition. Like she could have just said nothing. She just said no, thank you, and kept moving.
Yeah, in real life.
But like, people doing, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
No, that was it. In real life, she could have just said, "Yeah, you know what? No, thank you."
Yeah,
didn't even text them back. She could have just did nothing.
But bro, like, listen, like everybody doing stuff for likes and hearts. You know what's so funny? And I would say this before we go off. Yesterday, I'm just there enjoying my family at the beach. And I said to myself, because my wife was saying, "Hey, I want to see you guys," because she was, with her lovely pregnant self sitting over there. She's like, "Go ahead, see you play, and I'll take a picture." And I had a thought. I said, "You know what? The reason why I don't really like to post where I'm at or what I'm doing while I'm in the moment, because if I'm taking pictures of the moment, who's taking in the moment? Am I taking in the moment right now? Am I present?" And so if I do post something, it's probably gonna be a little bit away from the moment if I actually do take time to capture it. But sometimes being in the moment versus trying to live in the virtual world, disconnecting from all of this is good for the heart, it's good for the soul. Because otherwise, too much of a good thing will make the soul rotten. And this is an example of a rotten soul, or a soul that's rotten. Because you think about it, if you think of the humanity of it, you don't want to. The guy probably did something bad in his past. Probably. People make mistakes.
And
to put that on Main Street and name and number, like, that's not
too
cool.
much. No, that's not too cool. Much.
That's not cool. But yeah, man. Anyway, with that being said, y'all, if it's not raining like it is over here, have a great Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy some good old barbecue. Remember that if you have some troops in your family that serve, to thank them for their time. Make sure that none of us are perfect, man. None of us are perfect. He could have been trying to make himself right. He's trying to get work and things of that nature. He's trying to do the right thing. So he got the job. He got the job. The business is smart. They're like, we don't want a lawsuit. Come over here. So we don't have to get that lawsuit. But yeah. Listen, y'all, this has been a great episode of Talk That Tech, the
number 1 tech morning show in the world. We're going to see y'all the next one.
Yes, peace and keep working. Get that elbow grease. See you later, man. See y'all.